Tiberius, a name that echoes through the corridors of history, synonymous with power, expansion, and fear. Our journey takes us back to the dawn of the Common Era, to the reign of the second Roman Emperor Tiberius. A successor to the throne after Augustus, he was a significant figure in the Julio-Claudian dynasty, a family that would shape the destiny of Rome and the world beyond it. In the grand theater of Roman politics and power, Tiberius was a maestro. His leadership was marked by competency, guided by a strategic vision that saw the Roman Empire expand its reach and consolidate its might. Under his rule, Rome stood as a beacon of power and influence, its legions marching forth to bring new territories under the eagle standard. Yet there was a darker side to Tiberius, a side that was as much a part of his legacy as his victories. He was known for his reclusive behavior, often preferring the solitude of his palace or the island of Capri to the bustling streets of Rome. This isolation, however, did not stem from a desire for peace, but was born out of a deep-seated paranoia. A paranoia that would lead him to rule with an iron fist, instilling fear in the hearts of the Roman nobility. His rule was marked by instances of cruelty, particularly in his later years. Tiberius was not averse to using fear as a tool, a means to secure his grip on power. The Roman Senate lived in constant dread, their lives and fortunes hanging by a thread at the whim of the emperor. Tiberius's reign is a tale of power and fear, a narrative that intertwines the glory of Rome with the dread of despotism. His legacy is one of expansion and consolidation, but also of a reign steeped in fear and suspicion. As we delve deeper into his life and reign, we find a complex figure, a leader who was as much feared as he was respected. Tiberius's reign is remembered with mixed feelings due to his austere governance and the fear he instilled in the Roman nobility. Born in Rome in 42 BC, Tiberius was destined for greatness from the start. The son of a high-ranking Roman magistrate, he was born into a world of power and privilege. His family lineage was illustrious, tracing back to the founders of Rome itself. This heritage set the stage for a life that would be anything but ordinary. Tiberius's education was befitting of a future leader. He was tutored by the finest minds in Rome, learning the art of rhetoric, the science of warfare, and the subtleties of politics. His intellect was sharp, his resolve unyielding, and his ambition boundless. It was not long before Tiberius was thrust into the unforgiving world of military life. His early military career was marked by a series of victories, and by the age of 29, Tiberius was already a decorated general. These early successes demonstrated his tactical prowess and keen leadership abilities. But Tiberius's life was not solely defined by his military triumphs. At the tender age of 19, he married Vipsania Agrippina, the daughter of a powerful Roman statesman. Their union was a match of both love and politics, cementing Tiberius's status within the Roman elite. Together they welcomed a son, Drusus, who would later follow in his father's formidable footsteps. Yet, the personal life of Tiberius was not without its trials. His marriage to Vipsania was marked by a profound love, but also by a deep tragedy. His beloved wife died in childbirth, a heart-rending loss that would cast a long shadow over Tiberius's life. Despite the hardships, Tiberius persevered, his strength of character evident in every facet of his life. His early years were a testament to his resilience, his intellect, and his unyielding ambition. They were the crucible in which a future emperor was forged. Tiberius's early life laid the foundation for his future reign, preparing him for the trials and tribulations of leadership. In the wake of Augustus's death in 14 AD, Tiberius ascended to the throne, though not without reluctance. This was a man who, despite his lineage and military prowess, was not eager to seize power. Indeed, Tiberius Claudius Nero, as he was born, had a complicated relationship with power, one characterized by both a deep-seated sense of responsibility and a profound reluctance to embrace the mantle of emperor. Tiberius was popular at the start of his reign. His earlier military successes, coupled with the respect he commanded as the stepson of Augustus, helped him to initially win the approval of the Roman people. He sought to continue the policies of his predecessor, maintaining the political balance Augustus had established, and focusing on the consolidation and expansion of the Roman Empire. In these early years, Tiberius was seen as a competent and level-headed leader. However, as time wore on, Tiberius began to withdraw from public life. He spent increasing amounts of time on the island of Capri, away from the political machinations of Rome. His absence from the capital wasn't just physical. Tiberius seemed to retreat from his responsibilities as emperor, leaving much of the day-to-day governance of the empire to his advisors. This shift in Tiberius's behavior marked a turning point in his reign. The Roman nobility, who had initially supported him, grew increasingly uneasy. They feared that the absence of the emperor signaled a power vacuum, one that could lead to instability and conflict. And while Tiberius remained largely oblivious to these concerns, his reclusive behavior only served to heighten the fear and uncertainty among the Roman elite. Tiberius's ascension marked the beginning of a reign that would both expand the Roman Empire and instill fear in its people. Despite his initial popularity and his attempts to continue Augustus's policies, Tiberius's reign was marked by his reclusive nature and the palpable fear he instilled in the Roman nobility. It was a reign that would leave a lasting, albeit complex, legacy in the annals of Roman history. In the final years of his reign, Tiberius's behavior became increasingly unpredictable, leading to a legacy of fear and suspicion. As age and paranoia took hold, Tiberius withdrew from Rome, retreating to the island of Capri, leaving the empire in the hands of his feared Praetorian prefect Sejanus. There, secluded from the political machinations of Rome, Tiberius's rule took on a darker tone. His later years were marked by an increased use of treason trials and brutal executions, instilling a deep-seated fear within the Roman nobility. The once competent leader who had expanded and consolidated the empire began to rule with an iron fist, punishing real and imagined enemies alike. The corridors of power in Rome buzzed with whispers of fear and suspicion, as nobles walked a tightrope of survival in Tiberius's increasingly paranoid world. The circumstances surrounding Tiberius's death in 37 AD are as controversial as his reign. Some sources suggest that he was smothered by his own Praetorian prefect Macro, while others claim he died of natural causes. What is agreed upon is that his death was greeted with relief, and yet it also brought uncertainty. Tiberius's rule had been one of fear, but also of stability. He had held the empire together through a combination of military might and political skill, even if his methods were sometimes cruel. The Roman Empire was larger and more powerful than it had been at the start of his reign, but the cost had been high. The fear and suspicion he had sown among the nobility would linger, leaving a lasting mark on the empire's political landscape. Tiberius's death marked the end of a tumultuous reign, leaving a legacy of fear, expansion, and power that would forever shape the course of the Roman Empire. His story serves as a stark reminder that power, unchecked and wielded without restraint, can breed a legacy of fear even amidst the glory and grandeur of the Roman Empire.